being on my podcast. My name is Faye, so I have the podcast called The Plot Thickens with Faye. So I'll be interviewing Miss Roxanne Taylor to talk about cash rules, everything. And I want to tell a lot of viewers how I was introduced to you, right? I believe I found you on Black Shelf.
Hmm.
Okay, I found you on Black Shelf, and you had a cover cash rule, everything. I said, okay, let me read this book to see what it's about. So I fell in love with it. I was like, I had to interview you. Like, hey, we got to talk about cash flow, everything. Look, I got some quick. Listen, I need to know. I had to pick your brain to find out what's going on. So the one thing who are new to you, why don't you introduce yourself to the alive that may not be new to you?
My name is Roxanne Taylor. I am a Baltimore based romance author, originally from New York. My first book, Cash Rules Everything, came out in January, and the follow up to that, Passion Rules Everything, came out. Wait, I'm like, what is today? It came out on Monday. Yes. What is today? Monday. It came out on Monday.
Okay, so cash flow, everything is your first book, correct? That you ever
Yes.
wrote? Okay. You did a good job for your first book, child.
Thank you.
Listen. Okay. Now, what made you decide the title "Cash Rule Everything"? 'Cause, cash does rule everything,
Right.
in a sense. But what made you pick that title?
So funny enough, the original working title, because this, not to, I always say like the book kind of started off as a joke. It's the first book I published, but it's not the first book I ever finished writing. I had another book that I finished writing that I thought I was going to put out first, but it needs work. Will it ever see the light of day? I don't know. And so I read a lot of urban romance, read a lot of urban fiction, and I was like, maybe I'll just write one. Like, and some of them have titles like Captured by an Unhinged Menace or something like that. So I was like,
Yeah.
maybe it'd be like A Nurse and Her Thug or something like that. And I knew I wanted his name to be Cash because I was like, Cash Money. I was thinking about Cash Money Records, to be
Yeah.
quite honest with you. So I was like, Cash Money. And then I was just like, oh, Cash rules everything because he's a boss. Cash does rule everything. So that's how the title came about.
Okay. Okay. I can see that. Okay. Okay. I'm glad you came up with the name. Cause Cash definitely did rule everything. Though that's one
Yes.
thing he did do. Okay. Now Cash definitely live up to his name because he seemed to rule everything. Oh.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. What inspires you to tell this story and create these characters?
Um, Honestly, just I have a vivid imagination, and I'm gonna say I'm an old lady. I'm turning 40 in October, and so I always feel like I wanted to see more characters who are over the age of 35 in the urban romance space, and I wanted to write a urban romance focus on characters who are over 35.
Yeah.
Um, one of the things that I would see about Jasmine in particular was that she made a lot of bad decisions. Like, why was she making all these decisions? She's 37, she grown. And it's like, well, we're all messy. Like, you're being older doesn't mean you're not still messy. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like, especially women. I like writing women who are messy because I feel like if you're online, you can see is messy women all like it doesn't matter your age. People
Yeah.
are people and people are going to make bad decisions. So I wanted to have fun with it. Like this was actually a really fun story for me to write. Like I wrote it fairly quickly. Um, and I don't really outline anything. It's just I think and I just kind of let the characters tell the story. So they were telling me the story. I was just the one writing it.
Right. Yeah.
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 Okay, okay, I could definitely see that. Yeah, I could appreciate the older, like you said,
Hmm.
the older version. Cause like I'm 42, so baby, you look good for your age.
Yes.
You look good for our age, okay? So yeah, I could appreciate that because a lot of younger other women you do see 10 male characters and female characters a little bit younger. So it is good to see a little bit older character. You know what I'm saying? But that's serious and not about a lot of games, playing, keep it
Right.
feeling. So it definitely is good insight to see what y'all really enjoy. And I also like the fact that, like you say, you made it a little bit more older. You know, we can't be messed. You know, we all been through some stuff like in the past that we haven't
Right.
messed. You know, we made bad decisions, and we look back on like, oh damn, I did that. Like, you know, what I'm
Right.
thinking, but at least we learn from it. So that's definitely good. Hey, Latoya. Hey, look, every time you come on, I can't pronounce your name. Gilletta Chambers. Hey, Jim boys. How y'all doing tonight? I'm talking to Roxanne Taylor. The book that we discussing is Casual Everything. That is the first book. The second book has just came out Monday. It's Passion Rule Everything, correct?
Yes.
A Passion Rule Everything. So I'm gonna talk about them in this book, but I ain't gonna give too much spoilers, so y'all gonna have to read the book, okay? Okay. So now, cause I'm gonna say that when you wrote the first chapter, you came off swinging, okay? You came off swinging. I'm like, okay, Cassie, this how we gonna introduce you to? I'm like, girl, you just came off swinging with it. Cause we immediately got a glimpse of Cash, how he handled his business, and baby, we was not playing around. Okay. So what made you decide to open that store that way? Cause did you always wanted us to feel, did read to me Cash in full Cash fashion from the start?
Yes.
Cause I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yes. Yeah. I wanted something that would get people from the start. And again, I really just like, I kind of was just thinking about like something really outlandish. You know,
Yeah.
I know like people like books that kind of start very wild. And I was like, what's the wildest thing that I could put right now? And that was like, that was the first thing that came to mind. And I actually, in a draft that I was writing, I actually moved it. Then I was like, no, this actually needs to go back here.
Yeah.
And to really like lure the readers in. So I wanted it to start like hook. I wanted to get everybody hooked from the beginning.
Yeah, I was definitely hooked from the beginning because, like I said, when I first, because you was a new author to me. So when I first the fair paragraph, I said, "Oh, okay, I'm hooked. I'm hooked." Because Cash is not playing no game. He mean business. He trying to do what he got to do and get up on out there. I said, "Okay, Cash, I see." I said, "Okay, you might be a little hand. Let me keep reading. Let me keep reading front of okay." So Jelani was definitely a hinge, just like his
Mm-hmm.
brother.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that stood out to me about how loyal he was to Cash, but you could tell from the jump, he doesn't play when it comes to his brother. He really ride or die for him,
Mm-hmm.
no question asked. How important was it for you to showcase that bond between them, and what did you want readers to take away from the relationship between Cash and Jelani as brothers?
The family first, family over everything, especially, you know, given sacrificed a lot for them after their father died. And family is really important to me. I'm the eldest of I have two younger sisters. So I thought about my dynamic with my sisters, especially my youngest sister, because my youngest sister actually just turned 27 on Monday.
Yeah,
And she's a clown. Like, she's a clown, she's a troll. And part of Jelani's personality, I definitely like picked up from her. Like, I thought about some things that she would say to me, and I put that in there. So I really thought it was important to showcase like this dynamic between brothers, but it's also like it's us over everybody else. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah, yeah.
we ride it for each other. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I can definitely see that because you could tell what I like about the loyalty that they have with each other. You
Mm-hmm.
could tell the bond was really tight. Like whatever popping, he come running. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? He kind of remind me of the character, no, not the character from Mama D from Love and Hip Hop. You know,
Oh
Mama
yeah.
D was trying to go TTG trying to go. That's what I thought. I said, okay, he TTG trying to go, ready to go. Whatever
Yes.
pop
Yes.
up, he ready. Ain't no question asked.
Yes.
He did down for this one thing. I love to see that, like the bond that siblings had. Because sometimes we don't
Mm-hmm.
always see that. Because when we do read up in romance, any type of book, we always see friction between siblings. So it was definitely good to see that. So
Right.
I definitely appreciate it. Okay. We're gonna talk about Jasmine. Okay, let's get into Jasmine, huh?
Lord, yes.
Cause one thing I like about her, cause she about a coin and she focused on her career. That's one thing I like about it. She packed up and left New York to take her a nursing job in Atlanta. She joked called a dinky hospital. But she was determined to make it worth the best of the opportunity. When she met Monica was somebody that she cool with and they
Mhm.
didn't hit off right away. Monica was the type of nurse who came to work, did her job, and minded her business, stay out of the mess. until circumstances started to change. Now, one thing I like about Monica, she like me. You know, I go to work, do what I'm supposed to do. You know, I say hi and bye. You know, I don't
Right.
have too much conversation, you know, with you. But don't get me wrong. But listen, I don't need y'all in my business. Cause you know, I'm here to work. You know, get my
Right.
clothes and get out of there. I ain't here to chit chat with you. You know, but I like okay. I see that kind of character Monica was. That was your intention to make her be.
Yes. And especially like Jasmine, I also left New York to come to Baltimore, but
Yeah,
I didn't have no job when I came here. I was living on a prayer. I came with some savings and a dream and an air mattress. But that hustle mentality that Jasmine had, like I want to see something different. I've never lived outside of New York. I want to see what else is there. And I always every job I've had, I've always had at least one coworker that like we were
yeah,
like this. And so I think Monica was the embodiment of like all those coworkers that I had that ended up being like my ride or die, my ace
yeah,
spoon, you know? Um, and also somebody, you know, because you need somebody that you can like kiki with, you can talk shit with. And Monica really took her under her wing, especially because she didn't really have any friends down there.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I also think like being friends, like women friendships are also really important to me. And I wanted to show that in the book that no, you know, no jealousy, no weird hater ops behavior. Just
yeah,
like they're just that's just her homegirl, you know, and
yeah.
they work together. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You could definitely tell the bond that she had with
Hmm.
Monica. It was very authentic. Like it wasn't fake. It wasn't
Right.
forced or anything like that. You know, some of us be fortunate to find a coworker that, you know, like you say, like we like
Yes.
did. But sometimes we don't.
Right.
So to see that is really good. You know, I can't speak for everybody. You know, everybody's not that fortunate, but sometimes you gotta be careful about the people at work when you
Right. No,
say
you
business
do. You
do.
do.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like Monica took her under her wing, which I really did like about
Yeah.
it. And because okay, we're gonna talk about Jasmine for a minute. What did you want readers to see her in the very beginning? Because she came across as ambitious, independent, and focused. But she also found herself in situations she never expected. What was your favorite part about writing her character and watching her journey unfold throughout the story?
I like, you know, again, the girls did not like some of the decisions that Jasmine was making, but I love writing a hot mess.
Yeah,
And she really wasn't a hot mess. You know, the biggest thing is with Marcus and like her decisions with Marcus. But honestly, and we have to remember, like, we're seeing everybody's point of view,
yeah,
right? And Ash acted up. He was in his feelings, and so she said, "Okay, well, you want to act stupid? I can act stupider, and I'm gonna just do me and be petty." And so, like, I always think about like when women talk about getting being petty with a man that they're dealing with, and like technically they weren't boyfriend and girlfriend; they were just
yeah,
dealing with
yeah,
each other. Um, and I think that like that was fun because if I was single and my ex showed up, if you have a good relationship with your ex, I have an ex that I'm cool with, right? Like we're
yeah,
friendly. I would ask him for help. Like I really wouldn't think that there's no funny business given their history, right? But
yeah,
I feel like readers forget like you're in everybody's head. Everybody else is not in everybody's head. So
yeah, yeah,
she doesn't know that he's on some creep shit and that he's as a fucking weirdo. So it would not
yeah.
cross her mind not to talk to him because that's somebody that she just knows from home. She's comfortable with him. I also like that she didn't take shit from Cash. Like she wasn't gonna let Cash just treat her, talk to her crazy. You know what I mean? Like he was in his feelings. He didn't want to communicate, and she was like, "Oh, okay. Like you want to be stupid. You're making assumptions because of things that we did,
Yeah,
and that doesn't mean that we go together. Like we're not officially a couple." And
yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm if you again you want to be a clown, I too can clown harder. And
yeah.
I that was fun for me to write.
Yeah, not the people complain about how you writing this good shit. I can do shit. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. Like when I be talking to author, when people say, cause one of my author besties, I call him my author bestie. She had wrote a book, and I was like, I said, girl, you let that man wait 15 years for some damn cool job. I got on her, and I was in her inbox like every day for the past couple of weeks. And I had did a live with her. She's like, I told her, I said, look, you write the book how you want to, but people were feeling the way I was feeling about it. I'm like, girl. Now listen, don't let nobody stop you from writing how you want to
Right.
write the book. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's not you writing the book because you want people to enjoy it. You gonna find your readers. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody gonna agree to what you want. But she said she got a lot of backlash. I said, listen, I enjoy the book. Don't worry about it. Somebody else gonna enjoy the book the way I did it. So
Right.
I be like, I can, I mean, I understand people have an opinion, but if I like, I kind of wish readers kind of get an understanding of, authors write. Y'all don't have to write no book at all. We could just be stuck, not reading nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Also, I like the reaction because it's like I made you feel something, and that's
Yeah,
good. Like you care enough to be annoyed.
yeah,
You care enough, and you're invested in this story that you're annoyed or you're pissed off or you're
yeah,
like, girl, what's wrong with you? So it doesn't really. I think it's funny. It doesn't really bother me. I
yeah,
know when I don't really read reviews anymore, but like one of the reviews I read was that they were so annoyed at Jasmine. They were like, she didn't deserve cash, and I was like, oh. I'm well, that's his lady. That's his wife, and
yeah,
he's sticking by her. I don't know what you want me to do. Go argue with
yeah.
that man.
Yeah. Cause I feel like people find stuff to be mad about. And sometimes people, I feel like when it comes to the reader space, they feel like I think sometimes they forget this is just fictional character. It's not real. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's not real life, and I think they so invested. Like, okay, this is real life. This is what actually happened. It don't be like that.
It's
It's
just not
fictional.
that.
You know
It's
what I'm
just
saying? Cause I
it's
feel
all
like
make believe. It's all
yeah, it's
pretense.
just make believe. It's not real. I'm like, unless it say it's true,
A
the
true
true
story.
event, then you can,
Right.
make the assumption like, just be just let me stop. Let me keep it. Let me talk. I don't want nobody taking it the wrong way, but I'm about to say. Okay, now after that dramatic incident, Mark was already over. She was ready to quit the fight.
Right.
But she was done. Now Jasmine decided to stick it out because she was like she needed points. Okay. Now looking back at everything that happened afterward, do you think Jasmine would still stay if she had known how much her life was about to change, or do you think she would have packed a bag and found another hospital, giving a glimpse of everything that was coming to her?
I think she would stay. I feel like Jasmine is the girl like me and like people that I know where it's like you kind of just you're out there, you're doing it for the plot, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's an adventure. She doesn't have any kids. She doesn't have like anything tying her down. And yes, she went through all of the things, but what it gave her, I think she would still, she's very due for the plot. So I think she would still do it.
Did you? Okay, okay.
Hmm.
Okay, because I know after that situation with the with the brother, there was a. I'm like, okay, he wasn't playing. Okay, now when Lonnie came to the ER, he determined to find somebody who could help his brother. He was taking no for an answer. Like he was just dead set, like, hey, you gonna help my brother. But the moment he started jabbing, he basically just put her on a spot, like strongly pressure her to help Cassie, whether she want to or not. Meanwhile, Jeff was like, hold on, I'm just a nurse. And he was like, but Lena was trying to hear that because he was focused on flow to make sure his brother get the help that he needed, right? But do you think that in that mindset, Lonnie even care whether he found a doctor or anybody else who wasn't mindset simply, my brother need help, you gonna help.
Yeah. It's just like the first person you're available. You look like a medical professional. Help me, or I'm gonna shoot the police. I'm gonna pull out this gun until somebody helps me.
Okay, yeah, I could definitely see that, cause especially the bond that it was, Cash and Lana was so close, and the fact that it's a possibility he could lose his brother, in the sense,
Yeah.
cause he was just so determined to save his brother no matter what. And it was so crazy part is about the fact that when let me just go on my question. Okay, let me flash forward a couple of questions. So I don't want to give away that scene because I want
Mhm.
the readers to
Right.
read. Okay, we gonna talk. We gonna move in a couple of questions. So Jasmine and Monica went to the club, right? And guess
Mhm.
who? Jasmine see the unhinged brother. So what made you write that scene? Because the way Lana was just so excited to see old girl, but she was like, I don't want to be. I don't. It's like she was not having it. But do you think? Because then Cash spotted her, right? Cash
Mhm.
spotted her from the distance. But Cash didn't know that she was a part of his healing journey.
Right.
So, what made you write the story like that? What made you go that route?
Um. So I love a club scene. I love a club scene in a book like that. there will always be a club scene in all
Yeah.
of my books. Okay, spoiler alert: everybody's gonna be at the club. I love the club. I love outside. My characters love to be outside. So I knew I wanted them to meet again in the club, but I didn't want Cash to have any knowledge of who Jasmine was. I wanted it to be an instant love on his end, like, that's my wife. And she has this, trauma
Yeah.
from the events that happened. So while she was obviously attracted to him because we know what happens in the hospital room, it's still like, actually, no, fuck you and fuck your brother because your brother's insane and pulled this gun out on me. And that was like the worst night of my life. I don't want anything to do with you, but also you're really fine. Like,
Yeah.
it's also like, but you fine as hell. I
Yeah.
do want to kind of see what's going on. And I thought that was like a fun little tension between them because
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be easy for him to like persuade her to
Yeah.
like talk to him. He had to work for it. Like, I wanted Cash to like work for it a little bit because you could tell he's the type of dude that things come very easily for him. And I didn't want it to be super easy for him to like initially get Jasmine.
Yeah. 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 I could definitely see that with characters. Like as soon as she saw her, it's like, okay, I like her. But what's the crazy part about it? It's like you with somebody at the club and you gonna bring her to your session. I'm like, really? And then
You know,
what it tickled me is the girl gonna have the gut of you, we gonna have an attitude, but I'm like, baby, y'all not together. Cash
they're
only
not
said y'all
together.
wasn't together. And she was like, Jasmine like, okay, and but, I mean, like she went along with it, and I think when she went along with it, that's what Cass like, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that
he's
that
like, oh
she the
yeah,
one,
she won.
like
Yeah,
she the one for me, cause I could tell, cause when she did that, I said, yeah, Cash got her, they did it for him, cause he's like, okay, you don't care who with me or anything like that.
right.
But I kind of like how you both did, but at the same time, I'm like, really, Cash, cause I was being a girl, I'm like, baby, I mean. If like, and then the fact that he left her there.
Her
Well, I ain't
friends were
gonna,
there. Everybody got an Uber. She be all right.
yeah, 'cause I left some people, I left people. I can, I had definitely left some people before, so cause that's another story for another day. Hey, that's how they barking. Sorry about that, y'all. So he might bark if he hears something. Okay, so what stood out to me that Cash could have easily let Jasmine go try to reconnect with her another night. But he was determined not to let it happen. Once he saw her, he made it his mission to get her attention, keep her close. Do you think Cash recognized something in Jasmine that night, and just that night that he wouldn't find in anybody else, or was he simply the type of man that he knew exactly what he wanted the moment he saw it, and he wasn't willing to let it slip away?
It was definitely the second one. Like, he knew what he wanted. He zeroed in on her. He's like, especially how she handled herself with Princess. Like, it that just made him even more like turned on, for lack of a better term. And he's just like, no, I want you and I likes you and I needs you. So that was just instant. Like, there's something in her. I don't know what, but I need to figure it out because again, she's going to be mine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I could definitely see that. Now, I'm gonna tell you one of my favorite parts. I don't want to. I want the question now. I know you said the question, but I want to make sure we phrase it correctly because I don't
Okay.
want to give it away. Did you say Jasmine was somewhere and
Hmm.
Cash Pop? Listen, when Cash pop up out of nowhere, that was the most craziest scene. That was the most. I think that was my favorite part of the whole story when he just pop up out of there on when they was at
Hmm.
with her and her home girl with the same people.
Yeah.
I was like, and then it was crazy about it though. The people that she was with, they had no idea that he
Right.
even pop up.
Right.
They had no idea she pop up, and she was just up there like, this man really showed up. I'm like, baby, yes he did. Cash not playing. Cash was so determined to get what he wanted it. So what that's your attention to right there? What made you come up with that scene, first of all? Because the way they were paying attention to that, and they were just talking to each other like, I'm still feel like, really?
Um, without giving it away, it's kind of like a micro trope that I like in books, like in
Hmm.
other books that I read. And so it was something that I wanted to incorporate in this book. It's one of those things that every time I read it in a book, like I giggle and I like rub my feet together and I'm
Yeah.
just like, yes. And so I just wanted Cash to do the same thing in his own way, in his own cash way.
Okay, so let me ask the live. Hey y'all, do y'all have any question that y'all want to add? Just let me know and just put it in the comments. So please feel free. So I'm gonna scroll down and see if I missed any question. Hey y'all, for the ones that came in. Okay, I don't see no question. Okay, I don't see no question. Hey AJ. Okay. Let me see. Okay, now I'm gonna ask you: do you feel like Cass took things a little too far in that moment, or was that just a way of showing Jasmine that he was serious about her? It wasn't willing to sit back and watch somebody else shoot that shot.
Definitely, he needed her to know, like, no, this is serious. And also, you are outside with a very corny man. This nigga is corny. Why would you even, like, you don't even look like the type of woman that would be doing this type of thing. Why are you even here? And also, let me expose how corny this dude is.
Yeah.
So, was it a bit much? But also, did he lie? Was he lying? No.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, no.
Yeah, yeah. And the fact that she was questioning herself, like, how did he find out where I was? And that's what the crazy part about it. Like, how did he find out? I'm like, Cass have a way of finding things the way he wanted. But I'm like, cause when she told him what she was doing, I'm like, oh, he gonna pop. She gonna show up. He gonna show up. But when you made that scene, I was not expecting what I was feeling, what I was expecting. I'm like, she been having people talking to each other like, I mean, you with some people, you just not. I was okay. There was a little bit. It was crazy. It was a funny little scene. Okay, but okay, the one thing I don't want to give too much away, but one thing I really enjoyed about the book was the point and catch. Right, there was quite a few interesting characters that really caught my attention, especially Monica and Lainey and
Fontaine.
How you pronounce her name? Bateman?
Fontaine.
Batain and
Nairobi.
yeah, Nairobi, yeah. Nairobi. Okay, that's the two characters I really, really like. Now, Monica and Lainey had their own little issue. I don't want to go too much
Mhm.
into the detail. But let me ask you, are you thinking about writing a book about them?
No, I get asked that a lot. No, no,
Really?
no. They will not be getting their own book.
Oh, what? Why?
They are two characters that I feel are best as side characters. And as of now, they have not given me a story. If, a lot of things can happen. I
Yeah,
could say no now and they could give me a story. But like as of right now, I don't have a story for them. And I feel like they would be annoying as me. I don't think people like them, but I think everyone likes them because they're side characters. But if they were to be main characters, they would piss everybody off.
yeah, okay, yeah, I see, yeah, I can see it, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah,
Cause they was
yeah. They
annoying
will.
with each other, they back and forth, yeah, I can see
Yeah,
it.
it would be too much. Like even now, like book three will not be them. Like
Okay,
that's
gotcha.
that doesn't spoil anything for the second book, but it's just like it's just not gonna be them.
Yeah, yeah. I could see why you did the second book of 13
Yeah.
in a row, but I see why you did it. Because I can't talk about it because I'm going to we're going to have to come back and discuss
Yes.
that book. Okay. So, okay, I don't want to give too much away. So, since the clip of what could be coming with Nairobi and 15, while Monica Lane is definitely having interest, I can't even lie. Nairobi and 15 was the couple that really caught my attention. There
Hmm.
was just something about their dynamic that had me wanting more every time they show up on the page. Now, one thing I can say about Fatin and Nairobi dealt with some personal issues, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay, okay,
Yes.
okay. If you
That
have not
that
read
gets yeah, that gets explored. All of that is in full detail
the
of in
factual
book
everything, okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. So I was like, as I was reading, I was thinking, I was like, okay, there's something about her that you went through that she's
Hmm.
not willing to let herself to be opened up like he
Correct.
wanted her to be. So that's why I asked. I said, okay, now I know. Okay. The other thing what I'm talking about, you have to read,
You
cash
have to
move,
read the
everything.
book.
You gotta read the book. That's the only way you're gonna get understanding where I'm coming from. Why I asked that question. So you're gonna see it once you read cash move, everything. Make sure you read passion move, everything. Okay. So into it. Okay, what was like writing that story and building that connection between them two with Nairobi and 13? Because did you always know they were gonna have lead readers wanting more, or was you surprised how people became invested in them?
I was surprised how I became invested in them. I didn't have the intention of building that secondary storyline.
Uh-huh.
It just kind of happened that way. And actually, when I was first kind of thinking about the book, I did think Jelani was going to have a book. Like I did
Yeah,
think it was going to be about him, but those two just were like, actually, no, bitch, you're writing
yeah,
about
yeah,
us. And I like that there's sneaky links. And again, grown people being sneaky links. And it's just like, well, why y'all act? Because sometimes you don't want your friends in your business.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You don't want your friends in your business. And then, it's a little messy because there is history between Nairobi and Cash. And so, not that like causes rifts, but
yeah,
like, it's still messy, right? Like, it's still a thing that comes up. Um, but yeah, they were just like, no, actually, it's us. So you can write this story instead. And so that's how that kind of came about. And I thought it was also like a fun thing to have a little sneaky link. We don't want nobody knowing
yeah,
our
yeah,
business in there because nobody knows where she comes from. She just kind of pops up. She's there. She does her
yeah,
job. She's this femme fatale. So there's like this mystery
yeah. She
there with
definitely makes
her.
you.
And Fontaine is more, he's, he's Cash's best friend. So they're very similar in terms of their demeanor, except Fontaine's a little more serious than Cash. So just like being able to like explore that dynamic and kind of build out those characters was a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, yeah, I could definitely see that because I love the fact that how you was able to make everybody like a good friend, like they had a good friendship. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It wasn't nothing sexual or anything like they just really, really good friends. They trust
Hmm.
each other with their life. And like you say, Cash, like, with Nairobi, she just come and go. You know what I'm saying? You don't know
Hmm.
too much about it. You don't know where she gonna be at. But she did, if you need her, she pop up. She right there.
Right.
That's one thing. I think that's one thing with like a lot of we can relate to because it's like, okay, Nairobi is something going on with Nairobi that we don't know about.
Hmm.
Even though we see more like Cash and Jasmine, but I like the fact that how you were able to incorporate 14 and Nairobi, even though you gave them, it's like a glimpse,
Right.
like a glimpse of their story into this. Even though we were supposed to be Cash and Jasmine, but
Right.
you gave up. It was a balance. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? We still get Cash, we still get them too. But the more they started to come out, I'm like, oh,
Right.
okay. Because as I was reading the book, I was like, okay, I think we're gonna get another. I think that they book gonna be about them too. Because when I figured it out, I was like, okay, good. Because I want to know what happened. Because I feel so bad for him. I did it towards the end. I'm like, oh Lord, you done fucked a little bad for him. And like she done broke a little me him. Like, okay. So, okay, let me ask you this. So, if you had to, okay, before we switch gears and get to know you as the author, let's talk
Hmm.
about book two for a minute. For the readers
Okay.
who may not have picked it up yet, what can you tell us about book two without giving too much away? Can readers expect more drama, more twist? Maybe if you surprise them for some of the characters that we already met.
Yes, 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 and yes. Um,
Okay.
Definitely more secrets. There's lots of secrets, secret things, secret people. Um, there are new characters that get introduced in this book.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the first book will be in the second book. But it's definitely like it's a little bit of a shorter story, but I feel like more happens in this story. There's a lot of moving parts, moving pieces. Um, some people might cuss me out. I don't know. Maybe. gotten some angry DMs about some things that happen in the book, but there are plot twists. There are lots
Okay.
of plot twists.
Okay. 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 I'm already reading some books, so I might just on top of my list. Like, get the mother book. Let me find out what you talking about. You got me want to know what happened. Okay, let me. I'm gonna get. I got started on it, but I was reading some other book. I said, you know what? I'm gonna make that my priority. I'm gonna make that my priority. I gotta
I don't
find out. You
know.
got my mind like
There's some
going.
things that happen. The plot is plotting.
You got my mind going. I want to know what happened. Like I really like. I have to know now. I definitely have to know. Okay. Okay. So yeah, Gilletta say she want to know what happened. I gotta finish. I gotta finish what happened. Listen. Okay, so what? Okay, what are you most excited for readers to finish when they dive into the next installment?
The growth, the character growth. There's a lot of character growth in this book, especially. This is not like too much to spoil because it's in the blurb.
Yeah.
It's a 2 year jump. So at this point, everybody's like 40, right? Cash is 40, Fontaine is 40, Nairobi's 38. So there is like more, I would say, maturity in how things are handled, especially there's a dynamic change with Cash and Jelani that you get to see more of in book two. I was a little nervous about this book because it is so different than Cash Rules Everything because the relationship between Nairobi and Fontaine is different. Ash and Jasmine are very hot and like you know what I mean? Like it's a very like
Yeah.
quick. They're into each other, but there's more history with Fontaine and Nairobi. So
Okay.
there's like a little bit more in and yearning in that. So I'm excited to see how people respond to it and like again, it's still action packed. There's still again a lot of stuff is happening. The niggas is still shooting. Okay, they're still hunching. It's still the same things, but just like different people, and like they're just very different people. And so I'm excited for readers to take that journey with them and like see their growth as individuals in this next book.
Okay. 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 The one thing I can say about the book I had read, I don't want to get away. I'm at the point where he told her like, hey,
Yeah,
you catch my drift, yeah. I'm
yeah,
at that point. I'm like, wow, he really serious. He's like he's serious, and she feels some. I'm just gonna say she feeling some type
yeah,
of way. I'm just gonna
yeah.
say that. I'm like, oh girl, I want to say this man been chasing you for a long, and you just. But I understand it, but we gonna talk about that another time. Let me. Okay, so if you had to describe cash rules, everything using a song, what song would you choose and why?
Okay, now I'm like thinking about the playlist. Um, I feel like it's like not just one song. I feel like there are a couple of songs that encompass the vibe of the book.
Mm-hmm.
One I want to say is Ti's. Is it what you want to? Oh my god, I can't. I'm like drawing. It's a
Rubber
Ti
Band
song.
Man.
No, 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 no. Oh my god, guys, I look so stupid right now. I can't think of the name of the song. I can It's a Ti song. It's on a
Yeah.
playlist. It's
Okay,
on
baby.
it's
Okay.
on the book playlist. And the second song is "Die for You" by The Weeknd. I think is
Okay.
also a good song that encompasses, especially Cash's feelings for Jasmine, and maybe how like essentially all the men in the book feel about their women. That's
Okay.
probably like the common thread
Yeah, yeah.
between all the books, but as a vibe, since I had like drawing a blank and I have a brain fart, I would say like 2010s ATL hip hop is to me the vibe of the book. Like
Okay.
the Ti, the Ludacris, like all of that when we were in our early 20s coming out of college, that was I mean it's on the playlist, but like that is what I was listening to a
Okay.
lot. Um, Especially to get like that Atlanta vibe. I mean,
Yeah.
I've only been to Atlanta once.
Okay. So well, let me ask
So
you this. Just you kind of gave an idea what the playlist is. Have you ever thought about telling what the playlist is for these books so people can read it. And, some people like me, I like to listen to music when I read a book. I know
Oh
people
yes,
say, how you
the
can listen to
playlist
music?
the playlist is linked in the book. So
It
you
is?
could
Okay.
either yeah, so the Spotify playlist is linked in the book, or you can use the QR code. So if you have the physical copy, you could scan the QR code and it'll take you to the playlist in both books. So the playlist is available for everybody to listen to. I'm thinking about for book three, actually putting in links because I've seen another author do it and I like it where during certain scenes they will link the song into the scene so like you can listen to that song while the scene is playing so it's like more of an immersive experience. That also takes a lot of work. I don't know that I want to do that,
Yeah.
but I am thinking about doing that for book three. So it's like, okay, this scene is playing, the scene, you're reading this scene. Also, you should listen to the song right now for this specific scene. So I'm thinking about doing that as well.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's
It's
definitely
fun.
interesting.
I've done it like is this her name is Summer O'Toole. She does it in a lot of her books and she'll tell you to like play the song until like the end of the chapter. And so sometimes you have to listen to the song
Yeah,
on
yeah,
repeat,
yeah.
but it really helps you to like really get the vibe and like embody the scene. So
Okay.
I'm thinking about it. We'll see.
Thinking about, okay, well, at least you're thinking about it, yeah.
Yeah.
You think about it. Okay, that sounds like a good idea. Cause I never heard of something like that. Cause I know some artists will put the playlist on the front of the page.
Mhm.
And they have a QR code. You just listen to the music. But
Right.
I ain't never thought of. I never came across that. About
Yeah.
the music. That's definitely interesting. So that's definitely give the vibe. Make the vibe more better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely good. Okay. Now let me ask you this. Now, who dressed you out the most in this book? I know somebody dressed you out.
Um, who stressed me out the most? Probably it's not Jasmine, y'all, because again, I love Jasmine. Jasmine is you, Jasmine is me, Jasmine is all of us. Okay? Justice for my girl Jasmine. Probably Nairobi because she was the most elusive out of everybody. And I knew she had a story that I wanted to build out, but she was frustrating because it's like, this man just want to be with you. Like, just be with this man. Like,
Yeah,
you're being annoying because you clearly have feelings for him and then you did what you did. Like why did you do that?
yeah,
It's just
yeah,
like why. I was thinking about having her do something else but I was like no, this feels more appropriate, but also why did you do that? That's not
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
That's very mean.
yeah. I'm surprised. You know what? But I thought, I thought it'd be Lana because the way Lana would just,
Oh no, I love him. He's fun. Like he reminds me of my younger sister a lot
yeah,
in terms of the personality and just like being annoying and being a hot ass mess. Um, but no, he wasn't stressful. Like again, him and Monica are like so they're just great side characters. They
yeah,
will never they will never get a book, guys. Don't ever ask me that. No more. Don't ask me that no more. They will never get a book. Maybe a short story on the Patreon, a novella. Full length book? Absolutely not. No.
Okay, I can see. Because the reason why I say Lana is because the way him and Monica was just going back and forth. Cause I
That's
was
just
like, ooh,
them.
Lane, please, baby. I'm not in a relationship with you. You stressing me out. Cause that's like, cause all that back and forth, and then, ooh, child, she was a character, but I love his personality. I'm like, baby, you stressing me out, and I'm not even with you. That's like he just, ooh, his character. Okay, I could see it. Now, Nairobi, I could definitely see it too, cause like. I wouldn't say she was just stubborn, but she was very cautious. She was very aware
Hmm.
of her surroundings, but she was very cautious. Like she was trying to protect herself
Yes.
from being hurt. So I could definitely see that with Noel because not by her not being open and not wanting to express love. So I could definitely see that with her. I could definitely see that with Noel. Okay. Now, so are you a reader too? Are you
I
a reader?
am. I am.
Okay, so who is your favorite authors or some of your favorite books? And let us know because you never know. We might be adding them up to our TBR.
I mean, so one of my favorite urban romances of all times is Demon's Dream. I love Demon's Dream. I'm a big Demon's Dream fan. Trenches by Aubrey J is one of my favorite books. Um, I have not been reading a lot recently because I've been writing.
Mm.
I have been working. I have a work in progress that I'm working on. But those are my top two. I would say favorite urban fictions. Um, in terms of favorite authors, I don't really. There are people that I like will always read. Like I will always read Natasha Bishop. I will always read Netra Antoinette, Janelle Westonberry. Um, who else am I reading? Um, those are like three that I can like think off the top of my head. I'm trying to visualize like my Kindle TBR right now, but I have not opened it in a really long time because I'm writing. Like I'm so locked out. There's the story like I'm so locked in and then promoting
Yeah,
this book. So, but in terms of like my classic faves, Demon's Dream, Trenches, the first two Product of the Streets by E. Bowser, I really liked. Um, And I'm trying to think what else. Oh my God, the Mafia Misfits series by Asia Monique. I love that series so much. And I don't feel like enough people have read it. So
yeah,
we'll always scream, read the Mafia Misfits, especially if you want to read Black Mafia. It's a great series. And then she has a spin-off with that I really Echoes of Forever. Did that come out this year? Either came out this year or last year, but it's one of the best books
yeah, yeah.
I've read. And then I also really like Joliet by Ray Lease. Loved that book as well. That was a recent read, but yeah, most. But again, I think Joliet was probably no. Can I Join You was the last book that I was the last book I read, but um, I've really been reading because I want to finish this damn draft I got going on.
Okay. Yeah, I did. Okay. So you said Demon Dream, right? Demon Dream,
Yes.
RBJ, Nitra. Okay. 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 I started listening to Demon Dream on Audible. So I started listening to
Okay.
that one. I've been hearing so many people talk about it. So I
Oh my
did get
God, I love it.
I've been to people talking about it. I met L. Casey twice. The first shoot that Fox Reports in Houston, Texas, I met her, but I didn't get to a table. But when I was at Litwood, I got to a table. And one of my book girlies, she had gotten it. I said, "Girl, what you got from L. Casey?" So she told me the new cover that she had. The new
Hmm.
Demon Dream cover, like one of the new
Yeah.
cover. I think it's like a third cover that she did for the
Hmm.
book. I think let me go and get this book. I'm going to get the cover before she sold out. So I got it. So I got the Audible. I'm listening to her on Audible. Bitch, I never read anything about her yet.
Good. You should. You're
I've
right.
been hearing a lot of people say that.
Yeah, she is amazing. Um, I love her books. Definitely check her out. Those were good, and they're like, and her also. She just had a book that came out yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. Solid Surrender, yeah.
Silent Surrender, which is also really good. I had the arc of that, so I read that a couple months ago. But yeah, it's really good.
I'm gonna have to look into. I'm gonna have to definitely look into that. I do have a couple RBJ books. 'Cause I met RBJ twice.
Hmm.
And Litwood and Plastic Force. I had met her twice. Now RBJ, once I heard RBJ be dressing her witches out. That's what I heard. I haven't read anything about RBJ, but I haven't read anything about her, but I did get a book though. I know that
Trenches
sounds
is such
crazy, but I did get a book.
Trenches is such a fun read. I love me some Trenches. That's my shit.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm definitely I'm gonna have to add these people to my TPR
Yes.
cause I say my TPR is unlimited, like the TBS receipt.
Yes. It just keeps growing.
Yeah, to keep going. Yeah, yeah. So, are there any authors who inspires your writing journey or help shape the story that you tell today?
Ooh. Uh okay, so Alcason, definitely Aubrey J, Asia Monique. I love the way Asia Monique writes. Um, Jaqual is an amazing storyteller. I love the way that she writes stories. I love her world building. She does world building incredibly. Um, I'm trying to think who else. I would say those are like for urban fiction, because that's what I'm like, urban and urban romance, like kind of that's where I
Okay.
am right now. So those I would say are the four that have really stuck out to me in terms of stylistically. um, Ray Lee's, because I've like gotten into her back catalog, and I said after I read Joliet, I didn't write for like 3 days because I was like, "What the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck am I writing? Like, this shit's so good." Like, I said, "Why she write so damn good? What the? I'm writing garbage. Like, this is such a
Yeah.
you ever? I just read it. I was just like, wow, that lady put some pen to paper. Incredible. So I really enjoy her as well. Beverly Jenkins as well in terms of her writing and storytelling and
Mhm.
character development. I really enjoy her as well. Um, but yeah, I think the top of my head, that's who I can say.
Okay. So well, let me ask you this, because I always ask after this. Okay. Because I'm
Hmm.
very big on mental health, protecting your peace and everything. So when
Hmm.
you're not in a writing mood or an author mode, what do you do to take care of your? I mean, take care of you, your self care. What does your self care look like? Do you read? Do you relax? Or what that look like for you?
My self care is riding my Peloton. But I've been riding Peloton for like 5 years. I ride like 3 to 4 times a week. I rode today. I take naps. I love a nap. I'm a nap girl down. I love the movies. So me and my husband, we love going to the movies. I love hanging out with my husband.
Yeah.
And my friends. I love traveling. Um, Also, I take meds. I'm on Wellbutrin. I'm medicated. I have no
Okay.
shame in I have no shame in saying I have a prescription. I'm on the meds. I'm on them people's pills. Okay. So I take the pills to also help me regulate myself.
Yeah.
And reading, of course, but then sometimes depending on what you're reading, reading can be stressful because I like to read
Yeah.
stressful shit. Like when I'm not reading romance, I'm reading horror and thrillers, which are stressful. So I am like reading not necessarily relaxing for me because I'm reading high stress things. And also I like to watch anime. I'm a nerd. I watch a lot of anime. And reality TV. Love After Lockup actually is one of my favorite TV shows to decompress to.
Okay, okay, okay. On the TV. Okay, okay, okay. Now, let you like me, honey. 'Cause look, I tell people all the time, I'm medicated. Okay, I have no
Mhm.
problem saying it. I am medicated.
I am
And
medicated.
I make it because like I went to me and my cousin went to the concert. We went to New Edition concert, and we were just we were trying to leave, and they had blocked the elevator the escalator to get the people to go down, whatever, because there was so many people. I told my cousin, I said, baby, they look I'm medicated. Because somebody heard me and then she just bust a left. I said, listen, man, I ain't got no shame to say I'm medicated. Be thankful I'm medicated, okay? Because if I wasn't
For real.
medicated, oh, listen, you're going to see a side of me you ain't going to be happy about. Because listen,
Right.
I tell people all the time, I'm very big on mental health, protecting your mental health, everything, especially with you be dealing with anxiety, depression, and stuff like
Right.
that. And like I know, far as the black community, that's something that people don't talk about freely. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like it's fun for fun. For me, I'm gonna talk about it.
I'm on them people's pills.
Yeah, people, help whatever help you, because I
Yeah.
have severe anxiety. My anxiety is so
Yeah.
severe because of the past issues. I'm just gonna put it like
Right.
that. But yeah, so yeah.
Shout out to everybody medicated in the chat.
Yeah, just definitely
Shout out to
medicated.
y'all.
Yeah, some people say they definitely medicated. Yeah, yeah, cause that's a good thing. Cause people don't really talk about mental health, especially like in a bush space. I know sometimes a lot of authors get so burnt out with all the negativity that goes on and stuff like that, and they don't know how to, sometimes they have to take a break. And sometimes readers don't realize that y'all are human also. Y'all have
Right.
lives outside just writing books and everything else. But sometimes really feel like they're obligated to know your personal business,
Right.
personal business in your life. For me, I'm not like that. As long as you write a good book, baby, I don't care what's going on,
Yeah,
in your life because it's none of my business. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I'm not privy to it. But sometimes I wish people could learn that and accept it, like, hey, these are authors, and stuff like that. And I know sometimes people be so excited, but listen, I'm very big on mental health. So that's a good thing that you read and you write. You go out to do stuff because it's like the idle mind it's a dangerous thing.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah.
It's just a dangerous thing. Yes. Okay, so before we wrap this up, Miss Mel, before I take up too much of your time, are you going outside for this year or next year? And do you have any upcoming events, signing, book festivals, appearance where readers can come and support you and show some love?
I'm waiting to hear back from something. It's confirmed. I'm just waiting for some final stuff. I'll be at an event in the DC DMV area in August. And in December, I'll be at an event here in Baltimore. Next year is TBD.
Okay.
Um, TBD. I mean, I'll probably be at Black Romance Book Festival as a civilian, like I was this year.
Yeah.
Um, but in terms of like author stuff, 2027 is still up in the air. But I'll be at least two things for 2026.
Okay, with that,
Which y'all heard it first. I haven't told nobody this, so if you're here, you heard it
yeah, yeah.
first.
Hey, and so of course, now for me, I like to add the author this. Oh, well, I could get a signed copy.
I have signed copies on my website. The sold out. I think the signed cash copies might be sold out. I have to order some more. And Passion Rules Everything is on pre-order, and I should be getting the physicals of those soon. But they are all available on my website.
Okay, okay, okay. So you say you sold out of cash and everything, but
Yes, but
okay,
I'm gonna get some more.
okay. Well, when you do, you just hit me in my inbox or
I
just send
will.
me an
I got
email
you.
and just let me know, and I'll go on it.
I got you.
I'm supposed to be on the book buying bin, but I'm making an exception, okay? I'm making an exception. I'm supposed to be on the book buying bin. Okay, for my last question, and of course, to let everybody know, where can they follow you on social media? Keep up with everything that you got going on because we definitely want to stay connected with you.
Sure. So on all social media, I'm Roxanne Taylor Writes. I have a Patreon. It's just Roxanne Taylor on Patreon. I have TikTok. I don't really post on TikTok. I should be trying to change that, but Roxanne Taylor Writes on the TikTok. But essentially, it's Roxanne Taylor Writes everywhere. And I'm also on Facebook. So I'm Roxanne Taylor on Facebook as well.
Okay, okay. Now, I do like to ask, sometimes I ask after this. Okay, when you add a book event, some
Mhm.
authors are true introverted, some people, may not want people in there. I mean, not like, are you a hugger? What I mean, like when people come up to you, how do you want readers to approach you? Because I know sometimes people, cause me, I know when I go to book events, when I do my people, I'm like, hey, I want to purchase this, purchase that, and I know sometimes if I feel comfortable enough with you, I might ask, hey, can I take a picture with you or stuff like that. Sometimes I don't, and so I just like I just give my name and going by my business. Sometimes I'm like, damn, I wish I could have got a picture. I asked for a picture because I feel like I feel like not everybody want their camera in their face, and I always be respectful of that. So, are you like that? Are you cool or
Oh, like I'm super approachable. I always joke like I was at BRBF this year and I was like, I saw hella people. I just be saying hi to people in my head.
yeah,
I'm not shy. However, I've just been in situations where like I've said hi to people and then it gets weird. And so I'm like, okay, well then if you see me, feel free to say hi. I won't make it weird if you say hi to me. I'm just very like dependent on who I say hi to.
yeah,
I don't mind hugs. I don't mind pictures. I'm also like, y'all want to take a picture with me? Okay. But yeah, I'm super approachable. I feel like anybody who's ever met me in person will tell you like I'm super cool. And half the time I'm usually looking at people like I think I know who you are, but I'm just saying hi to you in my head.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's me 95% of the time anyway.
Okay, okay, okay. So before we wrap this up, y'all, do y'all have any questions? And also, if you missed it, okay, some of y'all had just joined the live. I will upload this on YouTube. So my YouTube channel name is Read with Faith, the plot twist. So I will upload it on YouTube in a couple of days. So I do have a lot of author lined up this month. So if you missed this live, don't worry, it'll be on YouTube, and I'll definitely announce it when it's available. So, do anybody have any questions for myself or Miss Roxanne before we wrap this up for the night? Okay. Okay, she's okay. Arthur K will say, okay, good. Because I'm like, okay, yeah.
Hey, K. Will.
Thank you for the lights and the gifts. Okay, so we could casual everything. That the first book y'all gotta read. Casual everything. Make sure y'all read that book first. Once you finish reading that book, make sure y'all checked out Passion Rule Everything. So once you read Passion Rule Everything, since the book just came out Monday, I'm trying to think of what the time to bring you back so we can discuss it.
Whenever.
Okay.
End of the summer, maybe end of July, August.
I think like either August, September to give enough people a time because I
Okay.
feel like because much as I want to talk about Passion Rule everything, especially with the main characters, I can't till the butchers came out. Yeah, I'm gonna let them wait. I'm gonna let them wait for that interview because I want them to feel what I was feeling when I read Cash Rule everything, especially Passion Rule everything. I'm just getting into this part I had told you about. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I'm about to take.
by the time you bring me back, you're gonna be like, "Girl, what's wrong with you?" And I'm gonna be like, everything. A lot of things are wrong with me."
Yeah. Okay, so well, let me ask you this before you go. This could be my last question. Okay, so Passion Rule everything. You say you're working on another book, right?
Yes,
Okay, is that book gonna come out this year or next year?
this year, but it's not book three. Book three will be out next year. I need a break. I needed a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
Found myself getting kind of annoyed with everybody, as in my characters. So I was like, you know what? Let me go work on something else, put y'all on ice. So I'll probably start book three towards the end of this year, and it will be out early 2027.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But yes, but what I'm working on shit is a standalone. It's not going to be a series or anything like that. I can tell you that it's a standalone, and it will be out in the fall.
Okay. 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 Good. Okay. Good. That's good. Okay. 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 I could definitely see that. I did say that was my last question, but I'm gonna let you go. I just email you about it because I don't want to
Okay.
take too much of your time. But I do appreciate you for joining me, and thank you so much for being my first guest of the month. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having me. I
You're welcome.
appreciate
Hey,
it.
y'all, the one that just coming in, I will have this interview on YouTube. Be with Faye, the plot twist. That's gonna be the name of the YouTube. I'm gonna upload it a couple of days. Just give me a couple of days, and I'll upload it. I'll announce. I'll make a flyer, announce it, and let y'all see it and stuff and comment stuff like this. So thank y'all so much for joining. Thank y'all for the gift. Thank y'all for the like. Thank you again, Miss Roxanne Taylor. I really
Thank
appreciate you
you.
for saying yes to me. So you would definitely be here for me again, Miss Man, because we're gonna be talking about the passion with everything. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay, bye y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night.